Yo, what's going on? Good morning. Okay, let's get this fired up. Yeah, so what I'm doing now, if you're not familiar, is I'm loading up a market replay. So I have the market data downloaded for all these instruments, and I put NinjaTrader into market replay mode, and I use this little square as my way to navigate through it. So I set it to November 11th because the election was on the 3rd, so it's like a week after, just to let the markets settle down after the election. And sometimes replay on NinjaTrader can be a little bit glitchy, or sometimes it doesn't load right. Like these charts are all loaded. I have charts on my other screen that aren't loaded. So sometimes it's just a little temperamental, and you gotta like. There's a couple little tricks for messing around with it. So, but I have these on the wrong contracts as well. So I gotta switch more to the December because that's what it was at the time. CL and GC, sometimes they run off different contract times. They're not always going to be the same as NQ, YM, ESRTY. Yeah, because NQ, ES, YM. Oh, sorry. CL and GC got a different expiry. Forgot. They're not always going to have the same as these minis here. So now I gotta go check so I remember what contracts we were using there back in November. Yeah, so replay's not as quick as easy as live markets where you just log on and it's good to go. So there is a bit of setup. And it can be frustrating at times. You get a chart, it doesn't load properly and whatever. Just takes a bit of practice to figure out how to rub it just right to get it to do what you want. These over here. So just checking to see what contracts expiration we'd be using back in the day, back in November. Okay, they were all December 24 actually. So we're good on those. Now I gotta set chart trader to be on. Okay, let's just check actually. Playback. starting at 12 a.m. Yeah, so it's starting at 12 a.m. on November 11th, but you see the big gap. There's no gap at 12 a.m. It's 6 p.m. when the market opens the day before, so Sunday night at 6 p.m. So there's a big gap there. So that'll mess up these lines and a lot of other things. So then what I do, if that's how it wants to act, I go back a day and then I just fast forward through it rather than loading it in the middle of the day. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Okay, so now we're at Sunday at 12 a.m. when nothing's open till 6 p.m. So what I can do, let's drop that down. So I've got to do stuff during the day today, but if I didn't, I would do a couple sessions throughout the weekend. Usually morning, at least in the morning, because what else are you gonna do other than sleep? So, yeah, I'll message that other fella. Holy moly. I'll let him know. So I usually do an evening one too. I just started streaming, so this is just what I do on the regular. The only difference is now I'm streaming it, so. But yeah, it's nothing for me to get 5 sessions in a weekend or more. Oh, holy moly's on. Okay. If you can hear me, yeah. So I'm gonna be streaming. I can stream. I don't know what time exactly. Maybe around 6 my time. 8 Eastern Standard Time, maybe. Somewhere around there. I'll probably be back on the computer. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to get my other charts to kick in. These ones are working fine on the stream, but I got my main ones that I trade on, and they're just going keep staying blank. So I just went into the middle of the week there just to see if I could get them to show candles, and they are now. So and this data has to be downloaded too. These indicators that I bought, they come with other things. It's like this whole suite. So, anyways, there's a manager thing that makes it easy to download all the data. So I use that. But I've got it all downloaded. I should. Ah, this is sometimes I forget there's days that are holidays. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I come back. I don't know if November 11th was a holiday or what. So, so I did put an order on GC there, or sorry, CL. I wasn't paying attention because I was moving windows around and stuff. So, no, I hit the stop. And I have the wrong order set on my DOMs. I'm gonna pause that. I didn't realize. That's why it went. When I put my order on, it was way too far. Cause I entered different ways. Should be another window here. Yeah. Sometimes you forget to set things up properly. At least I do. So we're gonna do that. Because I have, if you look, I have super DOMs here, so I have another screen just on this side, right beside it. And I got these, so this is the way, like, that the fella that made this stuff says to get in. That's how he likes to get in. So you're watching here, and I've got an indicator called OTS, Open Target Stop. So it'll tell you. Oh, it's disappeared now. Maybe not. There'll be a little line that shows up that shows you the open price of the of that candle. Here's one. This one's still here. That light blue, that's the open price. That's how I know. So if I'm going long, that green one, that would be my target, and then the red one would be my stop, just to know where I am in relation to the candle open. And if I was going short, my stop would be there, and my target would be here. So if you're looking at the DOM and not the chart, and the candle opens and you go to get in and you see, oh, you know, the green line is like really close to my mouse, you know you're getting in. If you're getting long, you know you're getting in above the candle price, and you don't want to do that. So these are dynamic DOMs, so they move a lot more, but I use static mostly, and this guy, he's got a static one too. I don't have them on at the moment because whatever, the last update wouldn't work so well for me, and so I just deleted the add-on suite, so now I'm just using the dynamic. So that's one way that I get in. Here's another way I get in. It's called the Stream Deck. It's a little thing on my desk that streamers use. It's got a bunch of buttons to it. So this is how I have it set up. Now what I do is I don't use market orders though. I use what do I do? I buy the bid. No, no, what do you ask? I buy the ask and I sell the bid. So wherever it is now, it'll put a market order just under it if I'm going long, or just over it, like on the ask and the bid. So that way I don't mark it in like, you know, way too high. I still get a little bit decent price. So for some reason, if I missed what I had to do on the DOM, I'll have my fingers ready on here. Then I have it closed, so I can close them all as well. And the way I do this is kind of interesting. So there's a thing on Windows called Auto Hotkey. And what I do is, where's my stuff? So I use this on an order entry. And, a basic entry. I don't know why it should be saved. I'm looking for it. It's not popping up anymore. Okay, well then I'll set it up right here, just so people can see what I do. So I add all my instruments. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3. So then the first one is NQ. The second one is YM. And you can do multi, so it does hotkeys, but you can do multi actions. MYM. Probably RTY is going to be next. Yeah, RTY. M2K because I'm doing the micros, but probably GC. I can hear you. Are they built in? So NinjaTrader has hotkeys available, and you can. It's only basic though. Like if you're on the chart, you can just make it whatever you want, but you can do like a buy key, a sell key, buy the ask, buy the egg. Yeah, so they have that in there already. So I utilize that, and I use this thing called, like I said, Stream Deck, which is what streamers use. But what I've done is I've set up, they have it here. It's a hotkey, but then they call it like a multi action. So I put the multi action there, and then yeah. So I'll show it here in a sec, but yeah. So what we got is auto hotkey. So what I do is I go to Windows Spy, and I click on the window that I want, and hold Shift, locks it, and then I copy that. That's all I need. And then I open up, there's a script for it. Wherever it is, test recordings. And then I input that into the script. So I'm just pulling it up here. Where is it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I had to design it, so I did, yeah. The system had yeah, I just figured that out myself. So yeah, this is all me deciding. So if you hit Control Tab and then run it now, you can see it switching through. So what I did after some testing, and you could put delays. If you can see my screen there, I've got delays built in. Because if you don't, the thing goes so darn fast, you get glitches. Yeah, if I want to go to say MCL, well, it's got to do Control Tab, and then it'll fire off too quick. So I've found a sweet spot where I activate the window, which is the first hotkey. So in the event that I'm clicked on something else, the system will automatically bring basic entry into focus. Because if it doesn't bring that into focus, then your hotkeys aren't going to go anywhere, So yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're fast. Yeah, so it'll like it would do Control Tab 3 times, and then it would hit the hotkey for the for the short in this case, but it would hit it so fast that NinjaTrader wouldn't have enough time to load up the window by the time it hit the buy key, so it would enter on a different tab. So I ended up finding 2 milliseconds is good after I activate the window, and then once I get to the tab that I want to get to, I just put 1 millisecond and then the short, and then I just do a little delay too. The delay after doesn't matter so much because it's just after. Well, you could probably see your coder. So once I get to that window, I have tabs after it. So what it does is it tabs itself back to the first tab because that's the starting tab. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not that fancy, but just something I figured out that worked for me. Yeah. Yeah, so this what you see here, I have if you see my picture the other day from my computer, I have a little unit on my desk that has all these buttons exactly like this. So, um, yeah, it's yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's you can work with a guy that knows the Ninja script a little better and maybe you could transfer it over. I know I used to work with a guy. His name's Yuri. I think he's from Russia. I think his website's like Ninja Coding. So he's on, and I worked with him on a couple little things. I made just basic shit I made like a trend line trader. So basically, you draw a trend line, and when price closes above it, then it'll enter you into a trade, and just stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I would do for you, because I mean, you've already built the language is already there. It's a matter of just like translating it. Yeah, exactly. And if it's working for you, well, put the couple bucks in and get it transferred over, and you're done. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's part of running a business. I mean, there's expenses, right? Hmm. Yeah. So, well, hopefully nobody's looking for me to trade because I got. This is how replay is, though. To be honest, if you've ever done it, it's like, yeah, yeah. They're more of an all-in-one. Yeah, you got to move on. You moved on from Thinkorswim, and now you maybe you gotta move on to Ninja. Yeah. So you see it work. Yeah, it's good. I really like TradingView for what it is, for the simplicity of it. Yeah. Just testing all my tabs because sometimes I set them up wrong and oh, what happened there? Marcia, okay. See, I got the wrong instrument. Yeah, hey, I'd like to dive into your stuff and do a little lesson one day if you got time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Just I don't know. Just curiosity killed the cat. That's me. I love that stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying. There's some people, I guess, you see them wherever, YouTube or whatever, that just kind of it seems like they're just kind of ignorant. They think that their system is the system, and I know how to trade. You know what I mean? Like one way or no way. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's unfortunate. I mean, I think part of the reason why I started this was maybe to I don't know why. Like so, I just felt like it was the thing to do, and I don't know what's gonna come of it. But I feel like in some way it might be to learn something that somebody else is doing, to meet somebody that I would have never met, and who knows? Yeah, yeah, no, that's I see that sometimes too. I've same like you. I mean, I've been in so many groups, probably like I don't know, 30, 50 like paid groups and this and that. And I believe there's a handful who I kind of follow still, who maybe their strategy is valid, but it's just not ready for me, or I'm not ready for it. But yeah, you're right. I look at that and I see, well, if this guy's putting up all these videos, like I put up some videos, but they're just not. I don't spend time editing them because I'd rather just practice or do something else, right? That's where it is. But if they have all the time to edit and to put up these thumbnails and this and that, like they're gonna put their time into where the money's gonna come from. So if they're putting it into the stream, into the YouTube videos and the thumbnails and whatever, that's where the money's coming from. I think. No, because yeah, the problem is I said I was starting at normal time and I was a bit late and I had to mess around with it. So, um, Yeah. Oh, I just seen your message there. How long you been using Ninja? Honestly, I've been on it since not steadily, but I've had a lifetime license on Ninja since 2018, I think. So it's been a number of years. Oh, if you're talking Coffee Killer, I didn't. Maybe your mic's muted, or maybe you did. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, since 2018, that's basically it. But yeah. So of course, I have a bar timer in the bottom corner, but yeah, yeah, yeah. On Ninja or on TradingView? Yeah, 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 yeah. Because you got to go to Tools, Import, NinjaScript add-on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, you really just use it for entries so far, eh? Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you run? Just 5 minute candles, blank chart, or not even? You just do order entry. Yeah. 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 You can run continuous too. I think does that auto roll? Have you seen that? They'll like have an infinity sign after it, and they just call it continuous contract. But yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I forget. Sometimes I forget to change those things, especially in replay. Oh yeah. Yeah, close enough. Well, if you have any questions about Ninja, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I might be able to help. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the handy way about how I just set up my Stream Deck is I have the X button, so I can close any instrument just from a button. But the other thing that I do like about Ninja is I bet you if you went on to the Ninja Trader, I forget what they call it, like the marketplace where people sell their indicators and shit. Somebody will have one made, a button or a Ninja script add-on where you can put it, and it might have a hotkey attached to it or something that it'll just close all orders. I can guarantee you that somebody's built something for that, and it may be free or maybe cheap or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the one, and they're not all working. Sometimes they glitch up. Replays really it can be pretty glitchy sometimes. I've uh, I've dialed it in. Having a good computer helps. Yeah, it is. I think so. Yeah, and that's true. And especially for what I do, like you got a pretty good idea. I just take like quick scalps, but I got to be accurate. But the thing with replay it is it only refreshes every 1 second. You know what I mean? So when the prices when the bar opens and stuff, the prices can be a little bit different in that 1 second. So I'm only, you know what I mean, and it's kind of easier in replay because you have that 1 second to click or do what you want to do. So yeah, so it's not as completely accurate as it would be. Now this guy, all these the IT, it's called Intentional Trader. That's the guy who I bought these indicators and the system from. Yeah, so these are all his. He's got and he's got an essential add-on suite. Like he's got a really good replay data downloader, and I forget what other stuff he's got on there. I forget half of it. He's got this thing that's got a rocket ship on it on the main NinjaTrader window. What it does, it allows your computer to allocate more resources to Ninja, and you could do that manually if you press Control Alt Delete and you go to a program. You can hit set priority and priority high. So instead of doing all that, he's got it. But I don't know. I didn't buy it for that. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, I like I like that idea too. Um, it's just it's hard to do because you got all your stuff and it's like, oh shit, I gotta download it all. it's an, yeah, yeah. So far, so yeah, I had an old computer for a number of years, probably 4 or 5 years. It was an old. I got a win there on GC. It was an old gaming computer I got, but I wasn't so serious into trading at the time. But it would run Ninja, but it was old, and eventually I got to the point where it just couldn't keep up on replay. Like it was just getting bad. Like it wouldn't load properly. That would be the issue. Like It's not normal for people to load up like six. Now I have 12 because I have the other screens plus the. It's not normal for people to do that. They wouldn't. If I told Ninja I was having problems, they would say, "Well, don't load up 12 charts then." You know what I mean? It's just not really what it's meant for. But I've worked with it, and I think you might even know computers better than me. I think there's like some memory is stored in the RAM, so once you do the same tasks a couple times or even once, it'll kind of remember it and load it faster the next time. I don't know if it's the RAM or the CPU. So, yeah, I find just kind of working with it tends to work better. But yeah, I built one last about a year ago, I guess in January. I built one, and it's been pretty good ever since. And it's ran really good. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. Yep, it's tough. Yeah, I heard the old guy that because the guy streams that made all these indicators, and he started on NinjaTrader 7. So when NinjaTrader 8 come out, he had to do that and transfer everything over and make them backward compatible for the people that didn't want to move and whatever. Is there a NinjaTrader 6 or what? I've never heard of anything before 7. Okay. Yeah. No. You can load options charts up on Ninja. I've done it. Yeah. No, it's not. You're not gonna get multi leg strategies and to show you like all that. It's single leg or whatever. You're done. So I do like options. I don't know why I like them. I have a fancy spot for options. I really like them, but I don't know if they always work out for me. But I do like trading them. Just single leg though. I've traded like straddles and strangles and stuff. I don't like it. It stresses me out. They make it sound good. It's like, oh, you can make money if the market doesn't go anywhere. Let me show you how. Well, that one day when Mr. President puts out a tweet and the market goes friggin' nuts, you're in the hole a lot for your couple of bucks that you made, and you got to sit there and babysit it for a week. It's too much. Yeah, yeah. What was it this week? Tariffs and stuff. They started to announce that. I already I was already looking at the market. It already looked like it wanted to go short anyways, but yeah, he just added to the mix. Yeah. So it's only it on us thinking the exact same thing. All right, see ya. Oh, I already had a coffee made. Yeah, there's a fella there. Just oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was interested in watching. Oh well, whatever. I mean, I would if the Discord wasn't there. I was here anyways. You know what I mean? Yeah. I should check it out. But yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's a skill. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it is. I always I think about it a lot, and I always compare it to like riding a bike, where you could tell somebody all where to sit, how to move the pedals, how to use the brakes, blah 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 blah. But that actual skill of being able to sit on it and balance it, that's the emotional part that you're talking about. It's one thing to click the buttons; it's another thing to balance it. And I made a post on Reddit what people thought was the hardest, what new traders struggle with or people struggle with most, and it was an interesting post. I got a lot of replies. I was just seeing what people thought, and I think one of the harder things is weathering the storm. You know, you got to test your strategy enough that you're confident that it's going to work, and when it's losing, you can just keep on keeping on until you start winning. I think a lot of people just start getting a couple losses and they say, okay, I got to change something. And had they just stuck with it, it would come around. All right, got that one on the NQ. Write that down. So I got one loss, two wins. But yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's cool that you're showing, like, you've been in the game a lot longer than I have, and um, yeah, I think it's cool that you just give it away for nothing. But I've also, it's hard to do that because people don't respect it too sometimes, right? Oh, well, it's free and whatever. So that's why some people say, well, I charge for it because people don't respect it. So I don't know. Yeah. 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 Is it? Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Same on the other side. Hmm. Yeah. I think that's good. And I think this is why I'm showing this system in some ways is because it helped me, like you said, learn how to be a trader. It was so hard to not impulse trade or, I take a 5 tick target, but I look at it, oh, well, it went 15 ticks. I could have got 15 ticks, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Sometimes less is more. And um, you just learn how to trade. You learn how to weather the. I've learned how to just weather the stops. That used to get me stopping out. And yeah, and I've gone back to other strategies. I even do this stupid strategy. It's 15-minute, 4 hour, 1 day thing. I use the fib as a retrace. I think I take the 63%. I don't know. It makes a resistance, breaks it, and then once it pulls back to the 63, you take the trade. And I just do that on the side for like nothing. I just like trading. It's entertainment. But now just because I'm not gonna say so good, but I've gotten to a decent level at doing one system and working it, and just like you said, learning how to be a trader. Then now I can go do something like that, and it's working out successfully. Where back in the day, like when I first started, there was no way that would have worked. I would have just, I don't know, it just wouldn't have worked. I didn't know how to trade properly. I didn't know how to be patient. I didn't know how to not do impulse. And I think sometimes for me, probably other new traders too, it was trying to trying to make a strategy work rather than, I don't know, having the strategy and letting things come to you. You know what I mean? I don't know. So, just learning that stuff has helped a lot. So I think showing this, it's so structured, you know what I mean, with the indicators. If you went through some of my stuff on the Discord, like, obviously there's a few decisions you got to make, you know, but for the most part, it's pretty cut and clear what I'm looking for to take a trade. So I think if people could just even do it, practice it, get good at, not being impulsive on it, they could move on to other strategies that might be more profitable. So there's a guy in the Discord. I don't know if you ever scrolled up. I just got back into the Discord. I've had it for a while, but I never did anything with it. But his name is, I know his real name, but I don't know if it doesn't matter. His name's Mahmood, but if I scroll up, and I was working with him for a while. He was struggling. Oh, yeah, it's just up at the top. You see a bunch of messages, but yeah, like I was posting on Reddit, and he was asking me what I did, so I showed him, and he bought all the indicators and went in the room, and I kind of told him not to. I said, dude, just watch for a while, see if it's for you. But he dove in, and he's a younger guy. He's like 20, and oh, once I make some money, we're gonna go. I'll take you on a trip to Mexico, kind of thing. So yeah, so I mean, and then I was working with him, and he was getting all stressed, and he's like, oh well, because my stops are like 7 ticks, and the winners are 5. So if I get 3 losing trades, there goes 21 ticks. But if I get a winning day, I only make 15, right? So sometimes you can take out a day and a half profit with a day loss, and he's like, oh man, like a half a week's profit's gone in a day, and he's getting all stressed out in the room, and he's like, I did so well in replay, and then when I go to live market, it doesn't work, and this and that, and he's, taking a trade set up, but then he'll do it like 3 times because he thinks it should turn around, even though it stopped him out, and it's just like, I said, dude, just don't do any of that. Just follow the system. Get good at it. Don't use real money. I said, you can't. I told him, I said, it's stupid of you to use real money if you haven't been doing this at least a year. If you don't have a year's worth of records, whether it's, a little bit of live, a little bit of replay, because you can replay the system pretty easily. I don't need news. I don't need nothing. Right? I said, if you don't have a year's stuff, I said, you're making a gamble and you're wasting your money. And he goes, yeah, you're right. I hear you. And then he'll just go use real money and lose it. So, that's the other thing about helping people. It's like sometimes you feel, I'm sure you felt this way. You care more than they care sometimes, or that what you're saying is right and they just won't take it. So. Mm. Yeah. 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 I have a lot of respect for guys like you that just have been doing it for so long that, you go to the way to do that. I mean, you have your own life. You got other things you could do rather than talking to people that don't know how to trade and telling them how to trade. So, I think that's awesome, and I guess I wouldn't be any different. And I guess maybe I'm not. Like, I just I always feel for the guys who are on the other side too, because I've been on that side, and I guess I'm still in the middle. I'm not gonna say I'm super super good. I can do this, and I'm gonna grow and move on. But I know what it's like to have no strategy and just to be kind of lost. You know what I mean? So I just hope in some way. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything and whatever, but hope in some way that this could help somebody. They could just get good at this and then move on to something. Like, you don't have to just trade this. And the same with other people. Like, why do you have to trade one strategy? I don't. Sometimes I think this is a bad idea that I have, but at the same time, I kind of want to be a badass trader. Like, that's like my life goal, to be honest with you. I don't want to be a one trick pony, and maybe that's held me back in some ways in life because in my trading life because I just move on to everything. But like, I like learning about options in the Greeks, and sometimes I'll bring up options, multi-leg options, and see how they move, and I just find it interesting. So I kind of when I don't want to stick with one thing. I don't want to just trade this, and I feel so grateful that I traded this time of day at the 5 a.m. to 7:30 because now I have a whole block where I can add different strategies in for the real market. So I like learning different things, and I don't know why. I don't know why it would have to be just one strategy. I don't know why people don't learn different things. I like for, what do you think about forex? Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Real money. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I did, man. I got. Yeah, they've got. They've changed the rules a little bit now. They make it just a little harder for certain things like that. But That's what I did. I thought I had 20, but I go back and count it. I only have 19. But I'd pass them in one trade. So I'd go on the NQ, and whatever would they wanted to make you 3,000. So however many ticks it was at the max amount of contracts, I would just set my target at that, and I would just go in, and if I won, good. If I didn't, I would just reset it. So sometimes it would take me 2 or 3 tries for an account, or sometimes I get it on the first try. A lot of them. So I literally got them in like a week and a half, all the accounts, and then that was it. And then now that they're live and they're gonna make you money, I just trade real small. Like I'm just trading micros on them, right? Because a lot of people don't understand them, right? So I got they name them right, 25K, 50K, whatever, and it's so deceiving. Which is the part I hate about them, is because the 50K is the most popular account. So people are saying, well, it's a 50K account, so I can risk $500 and that's 1%. And I tell them, no, your drawdown is $2,500 on that account. That's a $2,500 account. If you can lose 2,500 and the account closes, it's not a 50K account. It's a $2,500 account, and your 1% is now $25. It's not 500. And they go, oh, I didn't think about it that way. I said, well, you got to. And then they get disappointed. And they're like, oh, I'm not gonna trade and make $7 on a trade plus fees. So it's not worth it. But then once you get 20 accounts, it's not bad actually. It starts to make it better. But you got to get them all. So it's honestly, I would say I wouldn't really recommend them. People are gonna do them. Like I was saying the other day, I think they're good in between for people starting, or they don't want to use their real money, but they want to do something a little more skin in the game than demo. I think it's all right, but as far as if you calculate everything in, I think you're just better off using real money. That's what I say. But I got them now, so I'll keep them. But they're all right. Yeah, but they've changed the rules. I don't know if you've kept up with the rules a little bit, so I guess I keep up with them. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they don't allow that anymore. Even on the 50K account, they say, "Oh, you can't have any more than 800 drawdown, or else we won't give you a payout." So now you can't even, now it's only $800 drawdown. So it's they make it. They've learned. You're right. They've learned, and a lot of people are cheesed off. I see, like they're like, "Oh, But at the end of the day, if you're trading properly, these rules are not hard to follow. Like I don't have any problem following any of the rules because I'm not trying to risk anything. A couple of micros, most I'm doing is like 4 and 6 or whatever, depending on. I take less on the NQ and I'll take double on the YM because I take double the target on NQ, so I take one, but then I'll take two or a multiple of that. Mm-hmm. Really? really? You're only allowed 20 now. That's yeah. Just kidding. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And it if there's a way to break a system, humans will learn to break it. I kind of like it. But yeah. Yeah. Now there's a push, yeah, but they will they do put people on live account, rather than mirroring them in reverse after a certain amount of time. And I think I heard the most recent news in the last month or two that I don't know if it's the CME, whatever, they're really pushing to get them to put people live. Reason being is because they're losing a lot of fees on sim. Apparently, I don't know. So there's a big push for that. But yeah, I mean they will, as they should, put people live because yeah, you're gonna get some good traders. Yeah. Yeah. They just need more time to average it out. Yeah. Yeah. And they do have that rule now too. If one of your trades is like 40% of your profit for that 2 week payout period or the 2 week whatever, then because they don't want you to do the big rule is now, and I think it goes back to what you were talking about is they don't want you trading big windfalls. They don't want you to have one big trade to make all your profits and then cash out because, like you said, that's what people did. Yeah, they limit you too. Yeah. And it can work. So like I think that that 40% of your profits rule thing, it depends on the strategy too. So for me, the way I trade, it works fine because I don't have huge targets. I don't do runners. It's fine. But for you, it might not work because if you're leaving that if you take three and you're leaving that last one to run, you may make pretty good profit on a trade like that. Like I mean, You can hit it in a second. I've hit it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. 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 And he's, that's just part of the game. If he's a multi-million dollar trader, he's made his money over his life or however long. It's just part of it. It sucks, but it's not like he worked his whole life at a job 9 to 5 to get it. You know what I mean? It'll come back. No. Yeah, but it's you know what? Yeah. But yeah, getting to that state of mind is the hard part. Knowing that, yeah, the market can give it right back. A lot of new traders struggle with that. What was he trading? Was he trading futures? Yeah. NQ. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 That's funny. That's cool. So what? It always interests me to wonder, why a fella like that, especially, would be in a Discord and stuff like that. Is like, what do you think his motives were? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The keys. Yeah. 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 So yeah, it's funny. Yeah, when people don't understand that the other side, the code side of things. Uh, Oh yeah. Yeah. Really. No, I guess not. Oh yeah. 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 Oh no. Yeah. No. It's yeah, I played hockey growing up, and same thing. Like if we had 8 goals on them, you put the guys who aren't so good, you put the third line people on and let them play, right? Yeah. Yeah. There's not even enough time in the game to do it. Yeah. Like what? Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Yeah. Ha. You can't. Yeah. I mean, who's you make the rules. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. It's not. I've actually found for me on days like that it works out really well because I guess not every time, but most of the time when there's big news, I trade in at 5 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. It tends to range a little more. I think they want to try to build up orders in an area before they actually move the market a lot. So for me, it works out great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 No. No. Yeah, they have. I post it. I post the news there. I use a website called Econo Day, and it shows you the news events for the world. So it'll show you like France and Italy and Germany and Europe and China and yeah. I mean they have the same stuff, and but yeah, they don't have the movement we do. But yeah. Well, so what time are you? I don't know these times. I just talk. I keep my computer in Eastern Standard Time, like New York time. For me, we're yeah, yeah. What's central? So what time are you right now? What's your time right now? 6:20. I'm 5:20. Yeah. It's whatever you're used to. I used to live in like Ontario, Toronto, so I was the same time as New York. So that's just what I always stuck with. So now that I've moved out west, I just keep that time. Oh, yeah. All right. I just got NQ. Yeah, you know what, I hate the daylight savings time. So you're 6, it's 6:20 by. So you're like, oh, in the middle of the states then. I'm out like in Alberta. So I'm not in California time yet. Not that far west, but an hour before. Okay, sure. Okay. Central. Yeah. So for your stuff, for your trading, it you don't you like the European session obviously the best. Um yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. It's 11:30 New York, so it'd be 10:30 your time. They close, yeah. 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 I've been like I said, I like this 5 a.m. New York time start. That's when the stock pre-market opens. And yeah, it's just worked out really good. And something I also found with the micros is, yeah, the micros they trade basically the same as the minis, but on a really quick time frame, like what I'm doing, they do move a little bit different. And what'll happen is, what I've found is they don't necessarily have the distance. Why didn't that? Oh, shit, I missed that one. Um, they don't have the distance sometimes on these spikes. So what I found is, you know how sometimes the futures will they'll whip a little bit, and they'll just whip really quick and hit your stop or whatever. Um, I noticed that in the micros they won't whip quite as far. So there's times where, like with me, I would watch the minis and it would have hit my stop, but because the micros don't quite move as far sometimes, especially when it's quick, it actually doesn't hit my stop on the micros where it would have stopped me out on the minis. So it's interesting, and that's what it is sometimes. And I've okay, I gotta pause this. But yeah, so I've found that to be, but it's sometimes also the same for the targets too, right? Where the minis will move just a tick or two more, where the minis, or sorry, where the micros don't have time to catch up. But I don't know if that's necessarily true in real time hours though. It might, it may be a little bit, but I think it's more so happening in the outside of real time hours, pre market, post market, where they don't follow as close. But have you ever looked into any arbitrage stuff? This stock, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. That's the hard part about trading sometimes is there's nobody else that knows what's going on. I've tried to help friends in real life too, and they've been interested and they tried, but like they're not that interested. Yeah. And oh, November. Um yeah, when I was younger, I was bad for that, like having girlfriends. No, I'm not married or anything. And yeah, man, I'd just be glued to it all the time, and it kind of I'd rather just do this than put time into the relationship. So it's something I've struggled with is because of trading. I've struggled with relationships, but I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. But still, you got to make sacrifices one way or another, right? So and people always ask me, and I don't tell anybody. When I still work during the day and stuff, like I fix like heavy equipment and stuff, and it's kind of tough because people always ask me, well, "What are your plans this weekend? What's going on? What are you doing?" I go, "Oh yeah, just hanging around, doing this, doing that." And then I'll go in on Monday. Well, what did you do this weekend? Well, not that I can't tell them, but it's just like, I don't know. Have you ever worked a job or anything? Or have you just, yeah? And then they'll look at you with their eyes crossed, and then, yeah, um, yeah. So and then I don't know if people like just get a little jealous, at least the type of people that I work with, or what it is. But then they'll make snarky comments. Like I've told people like when I was younger what I was into, and it was like, oh, just and they'll say stuff. Oh, he thinks he's gonna be a day trader, huh? Because they've tried and they couldn't make it work right on their app or whatever they've tried. And well, yeah, I even knew a guy that was using NinjaTrader too, but they try it for a bit, and then they get an opinion. Well, you can't actually make money because this and that and whatever. You need to have more time, and there's always an excuse, right? So I don't. It doesn't matter what it is, but so I learned early on. This was like almost 10 years ago. Like I learned after about a year. Like I'm just not gonna tell anybody anything. There's a few people in my life that know about it, and they don't ask me too much about it. You don't need to know anything. Did you win today? Did you lose? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Just this is what I do. This is what I'm always gonna do. But yeah, it's so hard to tell people, and they ask me, "Hey, what did you do?" Well, fucking practice trading all weekend. They go, "Oh, how's that working? How much you make?" I don't know. I just hate it. I hate the comments. I hate the opinions. I wish people were more supportive. Like if somebody tells me they're doing something, I'll genuinely be interested and I'll genuinely like ask about it and support them. Whether I think it's good or bad or what. I just if that's what they're interested in, that's what life's about. So I support them. But not everybody's like that. It's kind of like crabs in a bucket. People want to bring you down to their level. Oh, you should be drinking beer all weekend like me. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. That doesn't tickle my fancy. So that's why, it can be a lonely life sometimes. So I guess maybe that's one of the reasons. Yeah, it's well, it could be like anything. If you, I don't know, if you got a hobby, if people do curling or something, you go, hang out with a group of people that have the same interests as you, and you talk about it. That's all it's about. And as traders, you can't just go down to, I guess, I don't know, you don't have a Tim Hortons there probably, but wherever you go get your coffee, um, Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, you can't go down there and talk to 4 or 5 of your buddies about trading or whatever because they're just not there. So that's why we do. I guess that's why you do the Discord thing. It's because where else are you gonna find a group of people that know about it? Not in real life, unless you could go to Chicago. I'm sure there's enough people that know about futures there. But you're not gonna go into the city for that. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the struggle I have with real life and trading. But yeah, I just don't care. I've taken breaks here and there over the years, and it's not good. I don't like it. I've contemplated quitting too, but it never works out because I don't know. I like it so much. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I feel. To me, it's weird, but I feel like life's so empty without trading. Like it's everything to me. Like it's a workout. Like you go to the gym. Well, I go to the charts for. Well, I do go to the gym, but this is for the brain. It's a brain workout. It gets you thinking, and I think I miss that when I don't have it. And also, it's like I don't know. Apart, I'm still younger. Like I'm just like 33 or something. But I when I'm trading and I view my life ahead, in the future years, 5, 10 years, trading gives me this idea that anything's possible. Like I could go travel somewhere for a month and trade at the same time or something. It makes life seem um, more opportunities could happen. Like anything could happen if I could trade profitably. That was my idea. So as opposed to working a job where it's like, okay, well, you're gonna show up to the same place 5 days a week for the rest of your life, same four walls. Like I mean, it's so depressing and uninspiring. So yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to schedule somebody. Yeah, yeah. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It Yeah, it's yeah. I see you there too, and yeah, it's hard for me to take work seriously too. Like I go there and guys are like, oh well, they got a problem with the way the company's run. Well, they should do it this way, and they're on us about that. And I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe don't stress so much about it because my mind is always on this, right? I don't give a shit what the company does or how they spend their money or how they're not efficient or how they whatever. I just don't care at all. It's not even. So it's hard. Some of these guys get all worked up about it, and I'm like, I just wish you can't tell some people. You can't always help everybody, but I wish I could just tell people that like life's not about worrying about what other people are doing. Like if they spent more time working on something they liked or their own business and less time, complaining about somebody else's business or the way they run it, they would be more successful. But you just and then they just whatever. You can't tell people that, but to each their own. Yeah, exactly. So that was always my mentality. Like I did before I moved to Alberta. I had my own business. Like I was a mobile mechanic fixing like tractor trailers and stuff. So I was just like self-employed, and I come out here. Well, but it was a lot of time. Like I would trade in the mornings, but eventually it got to the point where I was just working like 12, 14 hours a day, and I was doing well, but um, it was just a lot. Like it ended up being I was doing a lot of work running. I was maintaining a fleet, and it was to the point where I couldn't even hardly get. I would try to stop and trade even just the market open for the first 15 minutes, and guys would be knocking on my door needing stuff fixed, and it got to the point one time a couple of years ago where I was like, you know what, this isn't. I got to do something else. There's no way I'm going to make trading work and do this, which was the whole reason I got into that business was so I could have not necessarily have a boss tell me what time I can do a break or get to work. So um, that's why I got into it, but it ended up being it gave me enough money to get everything that I need to get. So my computer, the software, and all the things that I bought over the years, it's provided me with the money to do that, which I'm thankful for. But yeah, like I mean, I probably have well, whatever. It doesn't matter how much, but well over 10,000 just sitting in the room between software, and then that's not even stuff I've spent on this guy's program, that guy's program, because I just didn't give a shit. I wanted to buy it and learn it and whatever. So yeah, I'm thankful for that, but I got to the point where I realized like I'm gonna have to make a move at some point in my life because this ain't gonna work. So that's what I did. I moved to Alberta. I'm just an employee somewhere fixing stuff still, but I don't have like I show up at work, they tell me what to do, and then when I leave, that's it. I don't have to worry about anything else, right? So it simplified my life, and then like you, I live in rural Alberta, so the cost of living is it's like probably it probably cost me 1/5 of what it did back in like Toronto to live here. So that was another thing. It was just a step towards my trading because I knew like I don't want to have this overhead that I gotta take care of every month. So it was important to me to get rid of any like monthly bills and any costs or expenses. So yeah, so I don't need to make nothing. If I come home with 1,000 a month, I could pay the bills. So yeah, yeah, and taxes are low there too, right? You're not gonna have yeah, yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah. 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 Well, you value security and comfort over showing other people stuff, like, But I do like, for me, I do like cars, but I'm not. I'm into old cars because I just like fixing them and I like finding the deals and stuff. So yeah, like I've had some decent cars, some cool old cars. That's more my thing. But it's not for anybody else. It's just because I like it. I like the history. Yep, for sure. Yeah. Uh, yep. Oh, yeah. 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 Sure. Yep. Yeah. And no. And these things, I think other people find that out. Once you acquire these things, they definitely become less valuable, and they don't give you the satisfaction that they give you before you get them. And you're thinking about the idea of getting them. Like, back home I used to have a pretty cool like BMW, and it was cool, right? A twin turbo, whatever. I had it tuned. Yeah, I was cool, right? But but after a couple of years, I had it for a while, 4 or 5 years. It wasn't all that special at all. It was just a car. I just got in. I drove it around. You know what I mean? The idea, it was a great lesson. The idea I had of it before I got it was totally different than what it was after a couple of years. You think like it's so cool and I would love to have this and that, but you know what? A lot of things in life, they they're not like you think they are in your mind. They're not going to give you the satisfaction and the happiness. Oh, I did have fun with it, but the end of the day, and I got thinking. And I thought about when I was younger. Oh, there's a certain Lamborghini that I like. It's called the Gallardo. I don't know if I'd ever get one. I just like them. I like the style. I think it's art. You know what I mean? But I got thinking back to that BMW I had. I said, you know what? If I were to ever get one, you can get them for like 120 grand, but whatever. And I was thinking, well, you know what? It's gonna end up being like that other car I had, where yeah, it's cool. The idea of it's cool. I get excited looking at pictures online, but when it's actually in the driveway and it's been there for 4 years and I gotta pay for brakes and pay for this and this, it's not really gonna bring me that much happiness at all. That money is much well better spent on experiences like traveling somewhere or visiting people or going somewhere with your friends. It's way more valuable spent doing that than it would be on the stupid car. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah, but you learn. Well, yeah, it's just over time you learn what's valuable. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I just like trading, and I just wanted nothing I like more than trading. You don't trade any other styles. You just like doing what you're doing. Yeah. 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 It's presented differently. I yeah. 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 Yeah, there's something interesting if you look at my screen and uh, I can't move that shit. I wanted to show you the other day. I don't know if it would be any value to you. I just gotta wait for this wait for this playback to move out of my way because it's loading and I can't move the shit. Okay, it's just an indicator. Well, kind of. So here it is. Like this is that trading I was talking about. It's honestly just for fun. So it's like a 15-minute chart, right? But then what it has, if you move over, it has more candles, and this is the 4 hour. So right here, if you see at the top, this is actually the 4 hour candles, and they're gonna line up. And then beside it, I have the daily. So I'm trading on here or whatever, and so you don't have to switch between time frames. I can just go here and I can go bam. Okay, here was a whatever. Here was a bottom. What was the price action there? Okay, I go back over here. But this is what that was for that fib thing that I had, right? So if price dropped down here, then I would be looking back to come back around here to take the trade. Whatever, it's not anything. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that part. So there is, I don't know if that would be any value to you, but you can have multiple time frames on one chart. I figured it the other day, not too long ago, and well, a little while ago. But anyways, yeah, I thought it was interesting. So that's yeah, it's free. No, it's free. It's called funny enough, it's called ICT HTF candles. But what the whatever. If these guys get so excited about ICT that they want to make free indicators for me, all the power to you. So yeah, there is, yeah, crypto and stuff. I don't know, but yeah. So there's also different. You can do whatever time frame you want, up to six of them there, and whatever. It's just something interesting that I found. So that's all that is. So oh yeah, I got trade value. Oh yeah, I got it all. I've used TC2000, Interactive Brokers, Trade of Eight, Trading View. Um, I think I don't know. I pay for something. If I don't know what it is. I don't think I'm the top one, but I can use those funded accounts. I can use those funded accounts to give me live data on it though. So I just log in, so I get the data. But then they want me. Oh, you know what? I pay for like more drawings or more indicators or something. It's nothing fancy. So if I can only have three indicators, but if I pay, they'll let me use eight or something stupid like that. So yeah. So it's yeah, LOUGDEE. I've had this forever. That picture is a picture of an old girlfriend's dog beside a pumpkin. Just a random picture. I actually kind of miss her, but yeah. So I have had it. Yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time. That would be one that I lost because I was spending too much time trading and not enough time talking her on the phone or something or whatever. Going out to dinner. Where are we here? Yeah. That. And you said you got some videos too. I should check those out quick. Yeah. Because doing what I do, I have time to do other stuff. while I trade because I got a couple sound alerts, and until I hear those sound alerts, nothing I really got to see. Like, I don't have to be dialed in, looking at support, this and that. I just kind of chill until the setup's there, and then I decide. So I got time to do other things or look at other things. Some mornings I'm tired and I don't want to do anything but just listen to music. But yeah, I love TradingView. I love it. I think it's awesome. I really like TC2000 for looking at options. It's good too. All right, I'll be back in 5. I just gotta get some coffee and use the washroom or whatever. And you're probably setting up that TradingView thing for me. Okay. I appreciate it. No, I was sick there saying I'm really thankful that I met you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll be back. I'm back. Got me a fresh coffee. Just let me fast forward. You see, the thing is, I'm fast forwarding to 5 a.m. obviously, but all these arrows and all these stars have they have a sound alert on them. So when I'm fast forwarding with my headphones on, it's just ding 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 ding. It's nonstop. You can't even hear anything hardly. But so yeah, just I'm gonna turn my audio down for a second until I get to 5 a.m. so I don't go nuts here. Okay. We're at. Oh shit! Dropped my phone. Hold on. Okay. Now will I get an email that tells me you gave me access to that? Will I get it or no? You don't know. Okay, well let's do that. Well, I'm gonna do that because in a sec. Yeah, I still want to do one more replay session. I don't know. I like it. This week's been good. I got my trades the Monday and Tuesday of this week in November, so it's actually been a good week. But been having fun with it. Let's bring it down here. So we got to go to invite only. So indicators, invite only. Oh, look at them all. Okay, let's get rid of that. So I have other ones too, but I think it's sniper entry. That's not you, is it? Okay, so it's going to be probably pivot profit. Coffee. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Well, this here. What? Oh, it's yeah. I can just do this. So it's going to be these ones, eh? Likes. Oh, there's no likes on this one. Nobody likes that one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm probably gonna build a chart with it then, eh? Upgrade now. You gotta increase your chart layout limit. Oh, come on. I got another one. Yeah, these guys. I will. It that orange one's the only one. This is just. I can redo this one. This is just not me looking at the SPY and the Nasdaq. So we can redo that. I love these glass candles. How they're a little bit. You can see through them a bit. Yeah, let's build one. How to get rid of this? What instruments do you trade again? Mostly the Nasdaq, but you look at oil and gold and everything else. Do you ever look at the Bitcoin futures? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's just like the sound alerts I use, just kind of catches your attention. Yeah. Yeah, you'll miss shit if you don't have something like that, I think. Well, depending on how you trade, I guess, but yeah. If you're trading the first 15 minutes of the market open, okay, you're not looking at anything else but that. But yeah, for different strategies where you got to wait for them to come to you, you just be. Sometimes I've had things come up right in front of me while I'm looking, and I'm like, shit, like I was looking at that. What happened? So I'm like, sound alerts. Um, yeah, well let's build one here. So, and if it doesn't let me bring up enough indicators, I'll just buy whatever one they need me to buy. Well, it is for me. Okay, let's do it. So, what are these colors in the background? Is that an indicator or what's going on there? Well, well, you're the trading view expert. I think, yeah, you know what? The blues, that's exactly what that is. The gold is pre market. Exactly. Yeah, gold's pre market and blues post market. That's exactly what that is. I can tell. So, yeah, well, I wonder if that won't even show up on futures because, yeah. 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 Coffee killer, right? You like coffee too? I guess. That's a cool name. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Oh. Oh, do you? Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't know, but yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking you just love coffee, so you just kill cups of coffee all morning while you trade. Yeah. Oh, did you? Yeah. I had some. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I'm correct me if I'm wrong. I think you kind of nerded on your stats with trading, and you've had enough of doing that within games. And yeah, I got footprints. Yeah, 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 yeah. I was never a fan of Bookmap. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, they're so. Yeah, I can look at a chart, and if somebody said, "Well, without the RSI," I can look at it and say, "Well, the RSI is probably this, probably that," just by looking at the chart. I mean, you know, I could tell you overbought. I could tell you oversold. I don't need the even need the RSI. You can just look at the candles and see. You know where it's gonna be. It's just basic. It's cool to look at when you're new, but yeah, once you learn it, you don't even need it. Cool. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. People think sometimes when they pull up these basic indicators that it's just for one use, but no, you add it in. Like if you on my charts, I got all these things, but if the one that looks like a lightning bolt on my charts, that's actually RSI. That's telling me it's if it's at the top or the bottom, whether it's oversold or overbought. Just the little lightning bolt, and then the blue one is the MACD as well. So when the blue diamond comes up, that means the MACD is starting to get oversold or overbought. So I don't know. You don't really need to know. I mean, that's fine for me. You don't really need to know, but it goes back to what you're saying. It's how you use it. And that's not, I don't base everything on that. That's just using it to manage. Like if I'm in a trade and, it's not oversold anymore and those things aren't popping up, I know it's time to manage. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, maybe they use it to get into a trade, this and that. No, I really don't use it much. I look, but it's not really any use to me until I'm in a trade. And if I'm in for a couple minutes and I'm looking, I'm seeing, okay, well, RSI is not oversold, MACD is not down, I'm not diverging. So you're right. You can use it in different ways. It's how you fit it into a strategy. On its own, I don't know if it's much use. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, let's do that. I it's not coming up at the moment. Oh, sorry, there it is. I was clicking on your name. I had to click. There we go. Okay. Yeah, what do you let's have a look here. Your MACD. Oh yeah.